We have all of these findings in different parts of this one area, but we don't actually know that it all belongs to the same.
This is our beginning point for the best lead we've gotten so far.
Something moving over there.
Is that a bear, maybe?
Check this out.
Look at that.
I think we found a handprint.
Holy.
Just when things were heating up on Expedition Bigfoot, the team announced they've actually uncovered a major clue, Bigfoot's hiding place. But then came an even bigger shock. Season 5 is canceled. Let's dive into the story and explore what the team really discovered deep in the wilderness. A mysterious discovery. During their search, the Expedition Bigfoot team, led by Mireya Mayor, noticed unusual signs deep in the forest.
Interesting.
This immediately caught my eye from quite a distance, actually. I mean, it was so orderly amongst all this chaos.
Yeah, it definitely stands out. You know, the first thing I think of is, okay, all these branches in the rain, a lot of stuff's fallen.
Massive trees had fallen or been arranged in ways that didn't seem natural. They came across what looked like an enormous X formed from giant tree trunks. To the team, these weren't random formations. They seemed deliberate and out of place, as though something or someone wanted to make them noticeable. Could these be signs of Bigfoot? For decades, people have claimed sightings of Bigfoot, also called Sasquatch, a creature described as massive, ape-like, and covered in hair. Bigfoot is said to live in North American forests, but despite reported sightings, strange noises, and enormous footprints, no solid evidence has ever been confirmed. Expedition Bigfoot set out to change that. In one recent episode, the team ventured further into one of the most remote and untouched forests in North America, hoping to uncover real evidence.
Holy... I just heard something really big run past me. But I can't see anything. Yo, there's something over there.
They encountered eerie sounds, odd heat signatures on their equipment, and strange patterns in the trees, all hinting at the presence of something large moving around them. As they continued their journey, the landscape began to change rapidly. In one area, they walked through towering redwoods, but within just a few hundred feet, the ecosystem around them shifted dramatically. Suddenly, they were in an entirely new environment, with a thicker canopy and massive trees that blocked out most of the sunlight. The area felt wild, dense, and strangely otherworldly, like a place outside of time, perhaps even ideal for a creature like Bigfoot to hide without ever being seen. The team described this section of the forest as cathedral-like due to its towering trees and the heavy atmosphere of mystery. Everything felt isolated and ancient, creating an intense and haunting atmosphere, especially for those hoping to glimpse something as legendary as Bigfoot. Questions surrounding the cancellation.
Holy crap.
There are no known primates here. There's something really out there.
Something really out there.
Yeah, something's definitely moving around in there.
What is that?
Holy look at that.
Just as Expedition Bigfoot seemed to be closing in on their goal, news broke that Season 5 would not continue. The sudden cancellation caught fans off guard, especially since the team seemed to be uncovering valuable clues. Some fans wonder if the team ran into challenges too difficult or even dangerous to continue filming. Others speculate that the discovery of Bigfoot's possible hiding place stirred up controversy or concerns behind the scenes. It's easy to see why so many believe Bigfoot could be hiding in places like this. Forests so vast and isolated that humans rarely, if ever, pass through. With so much untouched wilderness, Bigfoot would have all the room in the world to stay out of sight. Forests, often thought to be Bigfoot's habitat, have a lot in common. They're huge, difficult to explore, and largely undisturbed by human activity. As the researchers move deeper, they feel both calm and tense, sensing a presence nearby, watching them from just out of view. This feeling brings Bigfoot's legend closer to reality, making it easier to believe that a creature could be living out there, staying hidden for years or even decades in such a thick, remote forest. The team soon realizes they're seeing signs that seem strangely familiar, but on a much larger scale than before. At one point, they notice massive tree formations high up, about 30 feet off the ground. These trees aren't simply lying on the forest floor. They're positioned in a way that almost feels like a warning signal. Could this be another clue left behind by Bigfoot? Strange tree structures in the forest. Then, one of the episode's most shocking discoveries appears. The team comes across a strange structure made of enormous trees arranged in a giant X shape.
That this was put here with intent. This has a purpose.
100%.
This has a reason for being here. And my first thought is, what makes this area so spectacular?
Kate, the place where family groupings gather to possibly breed or even raise their young.
This isn't the result of a single branch breaking or a tree falling in a storm. These are towering trees, some over 30 feet high, twisted and bent to form a large X. For Bigfoot researchers, these types of tree structures aren't random or accidental. Many believe they're intentional markers, possibly set up by Bigfoot to establish boundaries or warn others to stay out. The fact that these massive trees are bent and twisted into clear formations adds to the mystery. Signs, feelings, and the mystery of Bigfoot. With all these strange signs, from eerie tree structures to the unsettling feeling of being watched, it's no wonder the legend of Bigfoot continues to capture people's attention. Unusual thermal signatures in the forest also add to the mystery, as they suggest something big and warm-blooded is moving around, just beyond view. Even with all the stories and clues, no one has definitively proved Bigfoot's existence. But for many, this mystery keeps them returning to the deep forests, hoping for answers. Whether or not Bigfoot is real, these forests hold secrets that seem to keep people coming back. One day, someone might uncover that final piece of proof needed to confirm Bigfoot's existence once and for all. Until then, the search continues, with strange clues turning up in remote forests that only deepen the mystery. Tree structures that signal territory. The expedition.
Of a species is having multiple lines of evidence. These tree structures, for example, we're finding all of these repeated throughout the forest. Now we're onto something.
If those smaller structures line up with this and then the one you found on the mountain, I think this could possibly be a new nesting site.
Bigfoot team found tree structures that seemed almost handcrafted. These were not random branches, but large trees bent down, pulled over, and intertwined with each other. It seemed to require not just strength, but the work of hands, suggesting something with intention. Some researchers think Bigfoot might build these as territory markers. One theory is that Bigfoot could be creating these tree formations to mark its boundaries. The X-shaped structures, often seen in places with frequent Bigfoot sightings, are particularly fascinating. If Bigfoot truly made them, it would mean the creature isn't just powerful, but also has some level of intelligence or communication skills. The way these structures are carefully shaped raises the question, is Bigfoot using them to mark its space, or could they be a way to communicate with other Bigfoot creatures? Interestingly, these tree structures are often found in areas with minimal human activity. This makes it less likely they were crafted by people, leaving Bigfoot as a possible explanation. Sounds and sightings. Not long after discovering these strange tree formations, the team experienced even more puzzling events. While moving down a hillside, they heard a deep, unsettling growl that made everyone stop. The sound seemed to come from something large nearby, making the team feel on edge. Soon after, they heard rustling noises, as if something big was moving through the forest around them. As the team continued their search, a strange sensation hit them. They felt as if they were being watched. To investigate, they used a thermal imaging camera, a tool that's extremely helpful for spotting living creatures by picking up their heat, even through thick foliage or in complete darkness. Cryptozoologists, researchers who study mysterious creatures like Bigfoot, frequently rely on thermal cameras in their investigations. To their surprise, the thermal camera picked up a large heat signature high in the trees near team member Ronnie. At first, they thought the creature was hiding just above him, but as they looked closer, they realized the heat source was actually farther up the ridge behind Ronnie. This meant the creature, whatever it was even larger than they'd first thought. If it looked huge from that distance, it must be enormous up close. This sighting matched descriptions from many who claim to have seen Bigfoot, a massive, muscular figure over 7 feet tall. While thermal imaging doesn't capture a clear image, it did confirm that something large and alive was nearby, a nest discovery. Soon after, the team came across another interesting find, a large, matted area of foliage that looked like a nest. This nest was high up in the trees and appeared large enough to shelter a sizable creature. The team quickly ruled out animals like deer or elk, as they don't build nests. Instead, they began to wonder if this nest was made by an intelligent creature, possibly even Bigfoot.
I'm just flummoxed. This is wild. These are absolutely just gigantic.
These nests are intertwined together, and they have green, fresh boughs on top of them to make them comfortable like you would sleep at any hotel. I was not expecting this.
If Bigfoot did make this nest, it suggests the creature might not only be intelligent, but also skilled at building shelters, similar to gorillas and chimpanzees that weave nests for sleeping. The team noted how carefully woven the nest was, displaying an impressive level of craftsmanship and problem-solving ability. This raises new questions about Bigfoot's potential behavior. If Bigfoot constructs nests, it might live in small family groups or establish a territory it returns to regularly, much like other great apes. This would mean Bigfoot isn't just wandering aimlessly, but might have a specific area it calls home, where it builds shelters and stays safe from the elements and any threats in its environment. Throughout this episode, the team uncovered a range of clues that fuel the possibility of Bigfoot's existence.
Right at 8 feet.
These other 2 nests are measuring to be about the same size as the first one, which means there are at least 3 creatures here. And if this is a family grouping with the mother sharing the nest, then we could be looking at possibly 4 Bigfoot.
Footprints and shadowy figures. In another episode of their ongoing investigation, the team found new evidence that fed their belief that Bigfoot might indeed be nearby. They came across a massive footprint left in the forest floor, much larger than a human foot, with distinct toe impressions and a broad arch. This was no ordinary animal print. Footprints like these are often reported by people claiming Bigfoot sightings.
Footprints have a way of telling a story, so I think that this was a really good find. They're the same size, the same width, there's consistency in them, and more importantly, there's a stride distance between the two that really makes me think we might be onto something. 62 inches, just over 5 feet.
Experts suggest that if Bigfoot exists, it would likely have large, flat feet to support its massive body. Skeptics might argue that these prints could be fake, but the sheer number of footprints reported, especially from isolated areas, makes this claim harder to accept. This footprint discovery, along with the thermal sighting and the possible nest, adds to the collection of clues that point towards something large and unusual lurking in the woods. But the episode didn't end there. The team also caught a glimpse of a shadowy figure moving among the trees. The shape appeared tall, bulky, and humanoid, although it was too distant to see details clearly. LiDAR technology. To take their search to the next level, the team turned to a cutting-edge tool, LiDAR, short for light detection and ranging. This remote sensing technology uses laser pulses to map the environment in 3D, a big advantage in dense forests where visibility is limited. LiDAR has proven valuable in fields like archaeology and environmental science, as it can uncover hidden details in thickly wooded or otherwise obstructed areas. For Bigfoot research, it could mean detecting structures, animals, or even creatures that might be hidden to the naked eye.
We walked the scanner into the woods. There was a loud crash and then a couple of subtle crashes after that. Something really big and really heavy, I think, ran right across my path.
What do you think it was?
In this episode, the team deployed LiDAR to scan the forest in search of Bigfoot. When they reviewed the data, they were shocked to see the outline of a large human-like figure moving among the trees. This wasn't just a vague shadow. Its shape stood out clearly against the surroundings, making the team wonder if they had finally caught Bigfoot on camera. Unlike traditional cameras, which can capture unclear or blurry images affected by lighting conditions, LiDAR provides highly detailed 3D images, making it much harder to misinterpret what's been recorded.
Are you serious? So Peter, are you just saying you think you might have caught a LiDAR scan of something walking by?
I mean, I'm kind of freaking out.
What the is that? Did Pete just capture a LiDAR scan of a Bigfoot walking through the forest?
One of the team members couldn't contain his excitement as he realized they might have just captured a LiDAR scan of a creature walking through the forest. This breakthrough moment left the team both thrilled and nervous, wondering if they had really come face-to-face with Bigfoot at last. The discovery of LiDAR technology in Bigfoot research is a groundbreaking moment, as it represents a major step forward in the search for the elusive creature. In the past, evidence supporting Bigfoot's existence was often based on eyewitness accounts, blurry photos, or footprint casts, evidence that skeptics could easily dismiss. But LiDAR provides more concrete scientific data, making it much harder to argue against. Now, cryptozoologists are hoping LiDAR will help reveal hidden creatures in the forests that have long remained out of sight. The mystery of the lights. In addition to the physical evidence, the team encounters something even stranger: unexplained lights in the forest. As they move deeper into the woods, they notice a bright horizontal light floating in the distance. One team member tries to rationalize the light, suggesting that it could be a reflection from a building or a rooftop. However, there are no structures anywhere near them.
Oh, whoa. Did you see that? Check this out. I have no idea what that is.
Curiously, when they shine their flashlights toward the light, it vanishes, only to reappear when the flashlights are turned off. This puzzling phenomenon leaves the team puzzled, as there's no apparent source for the light. These strange lights are not a new phenomenon in Bigfoot investigations. Witnesses have often reported seeing glowing orbs, beams of light, or even strange glowing eyes in areas where Bigfoot is said to have been seen. The recurring reports of strange lights accompanying Bigfoot sightings have raised several theories about the connection between these mysterious phenomena and the elusive creature. In this episode, a perfectly structured horizontal light appears to shine through the trees, leaving the team and viewers puzzled. Theories about the source of these lights include the idea that Bigfoot might be linked to electromagnetic disturbances. Some researchers speculate that Bigfoot could have the ability to manipulate electromagnetic fields, which might explain why strange lights often accompany sightings. While this theory is speculative, it presents an interesting possibility about Bigfoot's elusive nature. Another theory connects the lights to a larger paranormal phenomenon. In some cases, UFO sightings and Bigfoot encounters have been reported in the same areas, leading to speculation that the two phenomena may be connected. Though this idea is controversial, it has gained some followers among those who believe that Bigfoot might be more than just an undiscovered animal. The episode doesn't provide a definitive answer about the nature of the lights, leaving viewers to wonder whether they are a natural phenomenon or linked to Bigfoot in some way. This question adds yet another layer to the mystery surrounding the creature's existence and raises the possibility that Bigfoot's presence might not be confined to the physical world alone. Bigfoot as a relic hominid. As the investigation continues, another significant question arises. What exactly is Bigfoot? One popular theory among researchers is that Bigfoot might be a relic hominid, a surviving member of an ancient species once thought to be extinct. Some speculate that Bigfoot could be related to Gigantopithecus, a massive ape-like creature that lived in Asia millions of years ago, or Paranthropus, an ancient hominid species known for walking upright. If Bigfoot is indeed a relic hominid, it could explain its reported characteristics, such as its large size, upright posture, and apparent intelligence. The team's discovery of a nest and tree structures in this episode suggests that Bigfoot might be not only physically powerful, but also capable of manipulating its environment. Challenges to the relic hominid theory. However, there are significant challenges to the relic hominid theory. One of the major hurdles is the lack of fossil evidence. No Bigfoot skeletons have ever been discovered, leading skeptics to argue that without a fossil record, Bigfoot likely doesn't exist. Yet, supporters of the theory point out that many species, particularly those in remote or harsh environments, are underrepresented in the fossil record. The difficult conditions of dense forests and the natural decomposition of organic material make it unlikely that a complete Bigfoot skeleton would be preserved long enough for discovery. Some researchers suggest that Bigfoot might have evolved behaviors specifically designed to avoid leaving behind physical evidence. This could explain why definitive proof of its existence remains so elusive. If Bigfoot has adapted to its environment in such a way that it minimizes the chances of being detected or captured, this could account for the lack of clear, verifiable evidence. This behavior would make it even more challenging to prove Bigfoot's existence through traditional means such as footprints or sightings. The mysteries surrounding Bigfoot, whether it involves strange lights in the sky or the possibility of an ancient species roaming modern forests, continue to capture the imagination and leave more questions than answers. The possibility of Bigfoot burying its dead. One theory as to why no Bigfoot remains have been found is that the creature may bury its dead, much like early humans did. This practice would naturally reduce the chances of discovering its bones or remains. The idea that Bigfoot might have developed rituals or behaviors for disposing of its dead adds another layer to the creature's mystique. Furthermore, if Bigfoot inhabits remote, inaccessible areas of dense forest or rough terrain, human access to these areas would be limited, making it even less likely that remains would be discovered. If Bigfoot is indeed a relic hominid, it could be one of the last surviving members of an ancient lineage that has perfected the art of staying hidden from modern civilization. This would explain not only its ability to remain undetected, but also the lack of conclusive evidence. With the creature's possible evolutionary adaptations, its ability to avoid detection may make Bigfoot one of the most challenging mysteries to solve. Technological advances in cryptozoology. Recent technological advancements have revolutionized the search for elusive creatures like Bigfoot. Tools such as thermal imaging, LiDAR, and trail cameras have made it easier for researchers to gather data and track potential evidence. These technologies allow for more efficient exploration of dense forests and remote locations. For example, thermal cameras can detect heat signatures, making it easier to identify potential Bigfoot sightings in areas with limited visibility, especially at night.
While the team utilizes handheld LiDAR scanners and thermal technology to record data from the ground, this fleet of drones sets out to seek, map, and pinpoint possible nesting sites, scanning the forest floor for unusual ground disturbances in this 7,000-acre area.
Drones, too, have played a crucial role in modern Bigfoot expeditions. By providing a bird's-eye view of the landscape, drones can quickly scan large areas for signs of Bigfoot, such as tree structures or unusual movement. Equipped with high-resolution cameras, drones capture detailed footage that would otherwise be difficult or impossible to obtain from the ground. Together, these technologies add a layer of credibility to Bigfoot research, offering concrete data to counter skepticism and contribute to ongoing investigations. Cryptozoology's success stories. Cryptozoology has contributed to several major discoveries of previously unknown species. One notable example is the coelacanth, a prehistoric fish thought to have been extinct for millions of years, which was rediscovered off the coast of South Africa in 1938. Similarly, the okapi, a relative of the giraffe, was once considered a cryptid until it was formally recognized in the early 20th century. These discoveries inspire hope among cryptozoologists that Bigfoot too could one day be found. Skeptics often point to the lack of conclusive evidence as a reason to dismiss the existence of Bigfoot. However, cryptozoologists highlight the vastness of the wilderness and the limited scope of exploration as reasons to remain optimistic. They argue that many species remain undiscovered, and Bigfoot may be one of them, waiting to be found as exploration advances. Beyond cryptozoology, Bigfoot has become a cultural icon. From movies and TV shows to books and merchandise, the creature has captured the imaginations of people worldwide. The legend of Bigfoot has its roots in Native American folklore and has evolved into a modern-day phenomenon, continuing to inspire curiosity and debate. The lasting popularity of Bigfoot can be attributed to its connection to the unknown. The idea that a large, intelligent creature could be living just beyond the reach of human civilization taps into primal fears and desires. Bigfoot symbolizes the possibility that the world is still full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. It represents the idea that nature, despite human advancements, remains largely untamed in many parts of the world. For some, the search for Bigfoot is about more than just finding a creature. It's about reconnecting with nature and rediscovering a sense of wonder. In a world where much has been explored and mapped, Bigfoot reminds us that there are still parts of the earth where humans do not hold dominion, and mysteries yet remain.